Hey, Apostles family, I just have two things for us this week. One, as we are watching our nation react and reckon with police brutality and violence against the black community this week, maybe you're tempted to respond simply in a performative way. Maybe you feel guilty or provoked or impacted in some way, and so you post something online, you post something on social media, and it makes you feel a little bit better, and it makes you feel like you've accomplished something. And we want to provide pathways to help us move beyond or even resist performative spirituality. There's a link in the description of this video, or maybe in the newsletter that you're reading, from the AND campaign. The AND campaign is a Christian organization. I have a number of friends who are part of that organization. I trust that organization. They want to help equip Christians to be grounded in the gospel imperatives in both political and public life. And so they provide practical steps for engaging. Now, none of these steps are super exciting. There's no hype. But they guide us in ways to be engaged in local and state criminal justice elections, like your sheriff, your prosecutors, how to be involved in police and community relations. There's a great book list to be reading and engaging in. And so listen, oftentimes these steps that they're providing go unseen. They're not performed in front of other people who are watching, but they're meaningful. They're meaningful ways in which we as a community can have a redemptive presence in our neighborhood and in our city. Okay, the second thing that I wanted to mention is that this Wednesday, June 3rd, we're having a church-wide day of prayer and fasting. June 3rd, this Wednesday, prayer and fasting. We're going to pray for our city. We're going to pray for our nation. We have a lot to pray for. But what we realize also is that what our city and our neighbors need is a church that's fully awake to the reality of God. We don't want to just have passing emotions about these things, about moments of injustice in our world, so that when the moments pass, so do our emotions. But we want to feel about injustice in the way that God feels about injustice, so that when the moment passes, our emotions and our feelings and our convictions don't pass as well. So we want to feel the way that God feels, not only about racial injustice, but about evangelism and mercy. We want to have the mind of Christ. We want to be a church that's fully awake to God and renewed. And so there's a guide in the description and in the newsletter about how to fast, how to participate in the day. And if you're a part of this church, I want to encourage you to be a part of this day. And so there's going to be 2 times of prayer. We're going to meet at 7 a.m. in the morning, bright and early. There's going to be a Zoom call for that. And at noon, we'll meet again and pray together. And listen, these days are important because we are preparing for when, and we don't know when it will be, but we're preparing for when our church will be more publicly visible. And when that happens, we want to be ready and receiving everything that God has for us. All right, I'll see everyone on Wednesday.